Hello, happy Christmas and welcome. Yes, this is a blatant excuse for me to stick a bunch of my favourite couch co-op games onto a list. Well, it is the end of the year and it is Christmas, so it's 3-player games. A weird one. I've always got to come in at a strange angle, hopefully, to beat the SEO, so let's see what happens. But of course, back to the original, back to the start, back to the coolest game that we ever got on our PlayStation networks for free. It is Broforce Legendary Status. Amazing co-op platforming, 80s gore and nostalgia. There's not really much else you need at Christmas. If there's a few of you and you love a bit of platforming and you love some 8-bit cool retro art and some disgusting gore mechanics on everything and some very steep difficulty curves, Broforce is just a no-brainer. A lot of games could have gone in this slot, a lot. Think about it, how many massively multiplayer, local multiplayer platformers there are. But I put Broforce in because of that solid place it has in my heart, because of its just sheer fuck-offness of it all.
No, mate, no.
With its graphics and gore and difficulty. The whole thing is bundled together. It's absolutely awesome. Yeah, regulars, I am sorry about some of the repeats on this. It is a greatest hits list and it is the end of the year, so just, just be nice to me. So, deliberation time, because this is from Arrowhead Studio, and the last list I kind of did in this direction was Best Twin Stick, and Helldivers won it, and I think I have screamed enough about that game, so I've slotted in Gauntlet on the 3-player front because nothing suffers. So some games are great for 2-player and great for 4-player, and that's what the ground I want to tread is some of them don't really cater for 3 people very well. There's bits of content that will be missing, maybe the screen split doesn't look right, you know what I mean? There's a fully fledged action RPG here for everybody. And of course this list is also shying away from full price AAA games, because you would have had Chaos Bane and Diablos 3 charging around this slot, but I haven't. I've put Gauntlet in. It's from Arrowhead. It is a cool game. We had so much fun. Roles are made, friendships are broken. There's craziness going on with all the actual added abilities. Just like Helldivers, communication is paramount, and the game really does dwell on that point. And I love the boss fights as well. I'm actually feeling so guilty about the repeats now that I'm putting a little surprise for the regulars at the end of the video, so thank me, alright? That's your Christmas present. Because Michael has been talking to me about this. It's Arcade Racers, an Arcade Racers list, which I did do, but we've had a lot come in since. Now, loads of games could have gone in here. Trackmania could have gone in here, but the reason I've chosen Horizon Chase Turbo is because it's flawless execution of how the game runs with the 3 screens going, and I love that option with the split. It doesn't have that redundant 4th slot. It's a hell of a game, this. Did have some complaints of nausea from one of my members. That is a first for this game. I can totally understand why. It is very full on. Don't bring any epileptics near the screen because it's quite a flashy game, and I think the frame rate as well and what's going on and looking at other people's screens whilst you're racing, which is what you need to do, can be a bit much. But the game is very colourful, an awesome soundtrack, and everything looks extra special on the PlayStation 4 Pro. So back onto the platforming, and this is interesting because this is a platforming brawler. So we've had platforming shooters, now it's the brawler's turn, and this is definitely the strongest of a massive list as well. Sundred's in here. There's some massive games this is going up against, but the colours, the improvements from its prequel, this game is amazing and funny. Actually knowing what's going on is kind of key in these games, and Guacamelee handles it very well. It's really user-friendly, it's very pick up and play. The people I'm with here, first time they've ever played it, within minutes they're familiar with how it's working and what it's asking of them. Incredible game, absolutely amazing art design, love that to bits. Yes. Also, not just a brawler, it's a damn good puzzle platformer as well, with a lovely, gentle learning curve, and opens moves and different sets of abilities that, getting a bit like Metroid, open up the sections of the map for you. It's also got loads of personality. It loves to just suddenly trap you and just say, right, by the way, you got to kill all this lot, and that was where we died. To compete, to be competitive, is one of the favourite pastimes of mine when it comes to couch co-op. If I cannot, most of these games have been co-op and sort of helpy, nicey. If I cannot win or beat the person next to me, then I need that itch scratched. And the rest of these games kind of really go for the jugular on that front. But this one, Tricky Towers, holy crap, does it get nasty. With its quaint twanged music and its very laid back starting sort of scenario, the game lulls you into this false sense of security where you're like, oh yeah, it's just a little bit of Tetris and yeah, we're just in a little race. No, it goes so wrong and everyone can ruin each other's experience by the click of a button, and you end up screen watching and focusing on your own stuff or watching everybody else. It's a massive decision and things go so wrong, especially for me. Accessibility is key here, with this game borrowing mechanics from loads of popular genres, so it's very friendly to non-gamers, and the tension gets racked up when the finish line comes in sight. SpeedRunners, one of the weirdest games on the PlayStation Network. It's not the official theme song, thank God for that, but it is damn weird, but it is damn good, right? We've got that Micro Machines vibe with this one. Side of the screen, eating the last player. Again, this third person accessibility is brilliant because all of the content is just identical. They add an AI player in, so the tension is still cool, there's still 4 people around, and these outfits, man. The chicken outfit, good God. With a soundtrack that is impossible not to hum for weeks afterwards, and a level of accessibility when it comes to the controls and what the game tells you need to do is nearly unrivaled. It's fantastic. Everybody loves watching this game and playing this game. It's very popular for good reasons. So SpeedRunners, we're getting to the big stuff now. So this is a big one for me. Big game, love it. Badland. If you'd have blinked, then you would have missed that title screen. I'm not going back and recording that again. Badland. Again, and this was free years ago. And it's so strange that it's risen to the top. It's always risen to the top, this game, for damn good reason. A billet is the thinking man's Flappy Bird, which I've never had any recognition for. I think that's such a queenable phrase. But this has got such a good campaign that I think that's the main thing. And the switch to the versus mode is so flawless. Introducing people to this game first in the campaign, then over to the nasty stuff is where the fun is. Just back to that Flappy Bird analogy, this game shouldn't be this much fun. It is literally a one-button control. It's up there with like Trials. You know, it's that clever with being able to give you so much depth through such simplicity with the buttons. So still solidly in the competitive and good campaign vein is Comet Crasher 2. Now, I was really concerned about how they were going to handle 3 players. 4 players is understandable. It would force a co-op 2-on-2. And I was thinking, what's it going to do with 3? Are 2 people going to be on the same team? Holy hell no! It's a free-for-all and it's handled brilliantly. So before sending out an attack, you get to choose what colour you send that attack to. You could even split up your troops to go from one and the other. Alliances form. Things are really shaky at the beginning because someone's always going to go early doors and then it's going to be the last 2. It's kind of always me that was getting the early doors for some reason. You think I'm being a bit skimpy on explaining the mechanics of this game? It's just one previous list that's just had its own lavish video, so go and have a look at that. But I wanted to just confirm how incredible the versus mode is on this game with 3 people, and 4 people is gonna be so crazy. Depth of skullduggery that can occur, and the harassment that can go on, and the theft, the blatant theft that can happen because you're so occupied. People can come in and steal your boulders. Man, this is good, so good. In particular, players, the gold player on this was even trying to steal his own boulder from his own harvester. Amazing.
Why are we still here? Just to suffer?
Regulars, keep on, because we've got something at the end for you. A little cheeky one for Christmas, and yeah. Okay, regulars and subbers and people who could be asked with listening to me for all that time. Blazing Chrome Blaze that Chrome, blazing Chrome, Coop, mate, just get it right. Okay, it's a massive Contra tribute, this one, like down the middle completely. Now, I've just reviewed Valfaris. Valfaris is a single player game, very much in this vein, like ridiculously in this vein. But this one boasts couch co-op, full blown, beautiful couch co-op. I've tested it, but the thing is, this is quite a tough game, and I want to give it the beans with the review with 2 people. Do you know what I mean? I don't want to dip my toe in. I want a gamer to go toe-to-toe with me in this game and really go down the line and see what the big bosses are like, see what everything's like. But the bosses so far are crap. One of its sort of metagame nuances is this roll. You hold down and push X and you do a roll. It doesn't feel too familiar at the beginning, and it's not really a go-to for me at the moment, but I'm starting to find myself doing it to avoid attacks. You get an immune window with it. That's a difference to Valfaris. This one is about frame rates, and I don't know which one's more bullet hell. They're both pretty friggin' bullet helly, but this in co-op is what I'm drawn to. It's also got a lot of healthy looking power-ups with it as well, empowering power-ups that are flashy and huge, and of course massive bonuses. For having a bubblegum 8-bit graphic blowing explosions scene in the background, cut scene at the end of a level was pretty damn spectacular. It's got the classic lock your position, stand still and fire that you saw on Cuphead and Valfaris, and it utilises it very well, especially in tight boss fight arenas. And it's not easy either, so it's a co-op retro platforming shooter, but we need to make sure that it's, you know, properly looked at with 2 people. And yeah, that's kind of me wrapping up. I haven't given my game of the year yet. Technically, I still have one more video to come for 2019, so hold on to your hat. Yeah.